think I mentioned we went from maybe 50 or 60 SMS subscribers to over 1,000 in probably around 30 to 60 days. So the SMS cost, we have earned back probably over 5 times as much on average per campaign. So for us, even with our margins and the discounts that we're offering on top of the SMS campaign cost, we are more than making up that difference. It's never too early to start thinking about Black Friday and the holiday season, because that's going to be a time when you know that customers' email boxes are going to get flooded because everyone's trying to make that business. And so SMS gives us a very unique opportunity, again, to kind of cut through the noise and make ourselves heard.
Hello, Stephen from Golf Ball Nut. It's
Good
very
afternoon.
good to meet you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to me. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are pretty excited to hear your story about how you're using email and SMS at Omnisend.
Hey, thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks a lot. So yeah, we are going to go straight into it. So the first question I think most people will have is, okay, what is Golf Ball Nut? Really good name, very memorable.
Yes, definitely credit to our marketing team for coming up with a very descriptive name. Our online store is called Golf Ball Nut. We are a retailer of used and recycled golf balls. The company has actually been in business since the 70s. It's a small family-owned business. My boss's dad started the business out of his basement where he used to wash golf balls in the laundry machine. And when the laundry machine finally broke down on them, they scaled up their business a little bit more. We started selling direct to consumers online in 2012 when my boss took over the company. And I think, it's really special because we kind of own the process from soup to nuts. Our divers are the ones that go out onto golf courses. We dive the ponds, we pull the golf balls out. We take them to our local facility in Scottsville, Virginia, where our staff inspect them, clean them, sort them, and then we ship them out of that warehouse direct to consumer from our Shopify store. So it really is unique in our market where there's a lot of resellers, there's a lot of online sellers on eBay and Amazon, but we really have the process nailed down, and the balls do not leave our hands until they get shipped out to the customer.
Great. So yeah, this one is, I never thought about it, but of course it makes sense that the balls are going into the water. They're just there. No one is going to pick them out anymore. So you guys just go in, grab these balls and clean them up.
Yeah, and it's
right?
great. It's environmentally friendly because obviously, probably over 300 million golf balls are lost just in the United States every year. And so we kind of help clean out the waterways. We help, keep wildlife away from golf balls and things like that. It can be dangerous getting in the ponds. I've heard some horror stories about the divers, maybe losing a finger to a snapping turtle, but it's been good. And I think that, we also pass on those savings to golfers because golf is a very expensive sport as it is, but for consumable items like golf balls and tees and things, you want to look for savings wherever you can. So hopefully we are helping golfers achieve that.
Have you ever, so you've never gone in and looked for balls in the pond?
No, me personally, I have not gotten in the water. It's a little too cold for me, but we've also innovated other ways to retrieve the golf balls without necessarily sending divers in, such as different methods of rollers and things like that. We take it on a course by course basis because we don't want to damage any of the courses, and we don't want to, again, disturb any wildlife. If there are fish in the ponds and things like that, you don't want to use any type of machinery, and that's where we would want to, rely on hand picking the golf balls. But again, it's, we lean on the experience of the owner and the divers that have been doing this for, 30 years, and they do a really good job of taking care of the course, making sure that the greenskeeper is happy, because, you don't want tire marks and things all over your golf course. So it's, we do a very bespoke job of taking care of everything.
That's really interesting. Okay, one more question, because this is actually pretty interesting. How many golf balls do you get in like one diving session or 1 week or something?
Well, it can vary like a lot, but, it depends on how many ponds are on the course. But I mean, I've heard that they've pulled out, up to 20,000 balls from a single
Wow.
course in a day. So, the average is probably between 6,000 and 10,000, but they can get a lot depending on, where the pond placement is.
Yeah.
And obviously the more professional golf players don't hit as many balls in the water. So the public golf courses, you're going to see a lot more, but it's kind of fun, honestly, when you see what comes out of the water. We find a lot of silly printed golf balls and things with logos on them, and that's one of the exciting things for me is when I pull a golf ball out and I see that it's got maybe a college logo on it or something like that, and you just I don't know, you start working out these stories in your head of, was this part of a bachelor party that went out and played golf one morning and lost a bunch of golf balls? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like one of the big questions is what made you choose Omnisend?
So the decision to migrate to Omnisend from a monkey themed email platform was made. That decision was made prior to me joining the team, but as far as I know, in speaking to the manager, is the features and the support offered by Omnisend are way better than what is out there on the market from other companies and competitors. And I can attest to this personally because our CSM has kind of really taken her time with me to explore all of the different features that are available. I make a lot of use out of the product listing features in order to import products directly from our store into email campaigns. Everything is really well designed and user friendly, which is great because I don't have a lot of time as the marketing manager. So whatever we can do to automate and optimize, I love those features, and the fact that we have such a responsive CSM when I have an issue and I have a question, she gets back to me immediately. So I've never had that type of experience with an email platform before.
For the last few years, we've been really invested in pushing not just email marketing, but also SMS marketing, because we see it really as an amazing, but still underutilized way to get into more customers' heads, let's say inboxes or their hands. And I know that you recently started using SMS alongside your email. So what kind of stuff led you to do this? What were your strategic decisions there?
Well, I think that obviously you mentioned that it's underutilized because I think for a lot of marketers, it's a very sensitive subject. It's asking for an extra level of intimacy with your customers that most people are not comfortable, offering or engaging with. But you bring up a very good point in that SMS is direct to the consumer. A lot of people have junk email boxes specifically that they'll sign up for, just to get maybe an early discount, and then you'll never hear from that customer again because everything just gets lost in the email inbox. But yes, the decision to start engaging in SMS marketing was really, again, fostered by our CSM Laurel, because I was nervous about engaging with it at first as well. But she kind of destigmatized the process for me and made me understand the benefits of it, as well as, giving me ideas such as warm-up texts and embracing automations before maybe diving into my first campaign, in order to just to kind of enter the conversation in a much more friendly and natural way, as opposed to, there are a lot of marketers out there that say, don't be weird, right? When you're posting on social media, don't sound like a company, sound like you're just a user on social media. And it really is the same way with SMS marketing, where you don't want to sound salesy, you want to sound like you actually care about your customer, because you do.
So I hear you have had some pretty amazing results collecting SMS subscribers, right? So of course, in order to send SMS campaigns, you need phone numbers. And I understand you're using Omnisend's multi-step forms. So can you talk about that a little bit, how it's performing?
Yes, the multi-step forms have performed incredibly well. Actually, it was very easy to set up. It's similar to all of the other forms, and it's very intuitive, where you can actually set up the initial steps. One of our first attempts to solicit SMS subscriptions was to actually utilize our list that we already had. We had, over 26,000 subscribers, and we sent out just a standard e-blast saying, hey, we're starting this new, what we branded it as our VIP program, please take this time to update your preferences. And it was a great opportunity to take people who we had already had their email address, but maybe we didn't have their name, we didn't have their birthday. And so it gave us an opportunity to collect a little bit more information about our customers to help serve them better. We can start using their names as, personalization in the email. We can start sending them birthday notifications and a special deal on their birthday. Additionally, the multi-step form, I've had mixed success in the past when having, a long complex form where you put in your name, your birthday, your phone number, your address. Once people get down to maybe the third or fourth field, they check out and say, you know what, this is too complicated for me. I don't want to give away all my information up front. And so that's where the multi-step sign up page is excellent, because we already are capturing the email address, and then it's almost just like a special add-on offer. Hey, you can also get another special deal if you join our VIP. And so we've already got the initial point of contact. This is just an extra little bonus for the customer. So hopefully they are viewing it that way as well. And it seems that we are. I mean, I think I mentioned we went from maybe 50 or 60 SMS subscribers to over 1,000 in probably around 30 to 60 days. So it's been very successful.
Do you have any numbers on the sign-up rates conversion rates?
I don't have them pulled up right now, but the sign-up rates were actually improved, I think, by around 4%. I think that the multi-step forms, we have a sign-up rate of between 18 and 23%, depending on which form we're using, because we utilize a lot of different forms depending on the context of the page that the customer is on. And again, that was a suggestion from our CSM, because we noticed that maybe a browse abandonment automation in addition to an initial automation is always good. So yeah, we have about 18 to 23% sign up on the multi-step forms compared to our previous forms, which that one varies pretty wildly, but it goes between 2 and 16%. So obviously, between a 2 to 6% increase with the multi-step forms is pretty impressive.
That's amazing. So yeah, you touched on a topic, and it's something that we hear a lot. SMS is scary. SMS is something that customers don't want. SMS is spam. SMS is bad in some way. SMS is marketing, at least.
Yeah.
So how are your customers or your subscribers reacting? You said you have this VIP list. So how are they reacting when they get SMS from you, and how does it perform when you combine it with email?
Well, as I mentioned, our CSM Laurel suggested that we start small with just an automation. And so what I started out with was a birthday automation, which we already had, a small number of SMS subscribers at the time. And what it was is we were already sending out an email discount for people's birthdays. This SMS was just kind of a text reminder to say, hey, don't forget that you have a discount in your email inbox. And that shot our sales numbers up, I think probably over 4%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but we were only getting a 2% return on those birthday automations, and it went up to 6% with the open rates remaining the exact same. So clearly the customers were getting this text, and then they were going back, opening up the email, getting the discount. So once we saw that there was some success there, we started pushing out, full-blown campaigns, and customers have responded very well. I mean, like I said, I think that marketers are a little scared to come off annoying, or they don't want to bother their customers. But I think as long as you have a strong offer and you're not just soliciting your customers, I think that they respond very well. And we've had no non-subscribers or people cancel their subscription on us because of an SMS campaign. So that's been very promising as well.
Nice. So another myth or thing that people believe is that SMS is just really expensive, and They're kind of scared that they're not going to get back what they put into it. So how has SMS, what kind of results have you seen with SMS in terms of sales and orders, and compared to what you're spending on it?
Sure. Yeah. So the SMS cost, we have earned back probably over 5 times as much on average per campaign. So for us, even with our margins and the discounts that we're offering on top of the SMS campaign cost, we are more than making up that difference. So, and that's with a list as small as ours, with only 1,000 people. If we were to scale that up, that could be a strong sales channel for us. So
great. And so another big fear, hesitation is that they believe, a lot of brands think that SMS is just too complicated. It's new. They're not really so sure. They may have never used SMS marketing before. Email is easy. It's pretty straightforward. And they think that SMS is a bit too complicated or too difficult to set up. So how did you find it when you started using SMS with Omnisend? Was it pretty straightforward, or how?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, I would say it's even more straightforward than an email campaign, because you're not having to use as many graphical elements unless you really want to include images in your SMS. But it's just a simple form that you fill out. You're not sitting there with your own phone manually texting 1,000 people. It really is easy to set up and easy to get going with. And additionally, you also have the benefit of scheduling things out in advance, making sure that you're texting people within normal business hours, so that you're not texting them at 3 a.m. because that would be an easy way to lose customers. But Omnisend gives you a lot of tools to ensure that you're staying compliant with any local regulations, in addition to really optimizing the process and giving you an opportunity to reach your customers, again, in a much more personal way, where you're not just going to be sitting at the bottom of a junk mailbox.
That's true. What are your future plans with email and SMS? Are you going to use it in more automations, or do you have already some plans for Black Friday or the upcoming shopping season?
Definitely. It's never too early to start thinking about Black Friday and the holiday season, because that's going to be a time when that customers' email boxes are going to get flooded, because everyone's trying to make that business. And so SMS gives us a very unique opportunity, again, to kind of cut through the noise and make ourselves heard. And so I plan to scale up our SMS, especially during the holiday season, and, maybe even engage in other programs that might attract more subscribers that would benefit from that. Again, it's really all about creating value for the customer. And, one of the things that we are starting to do is we're starting to branch out into more content marketing, things like blogs and videos, where we are really establishing ourselves as an authority in the sport of golf, because, a lot of our customers are new to the sport. And so it gives us an opportunity to offer value beyond the sale, tips for, how to shave a few strokes off of your game, or, reduce the number of putts that it takes, just things like that I think, again, that would get lost in an email inbox. But if we have an opportunity to reach the customers outside of their email, then it gives us an opportunity to provide value to them. And that's really what it's all about in the end, is just taking care of our customers.
You mentioned Laurel quite a few times. I think, one thing is that they may not hear so much feedback, I guess, from the customers at least. So I was wondering if you had something you wanted to say to Laurel, to say thank you, or actually to tell other customers who have not used an SMS. Because, there's a lot of customers that can use CSMs, but they just don't, because they think, it's another sales relationship. It's another thing I have to do. So I was wondering if you could touch on that one.
Sure. My relationship with Laurel started when her manager was our original CSM, and she had got promoted. So Laurel got assigned to us, and she has been nothing but supportive. I look forward to our calls, because she's always willing to talk to me about the new products that Omnisend is offering. And she's always been very responsive whenever I've had a question, or if I have a concern about, technical things like how do I embed my form in custom forms that I'm creating. And so it's just amazing to have a point of contact like that, that really cares about helping you scale your business, because, a lot of these email platforms out there, you're kind of left to the wolves, and you just kind of have to figure it out on your own. So it feels great to have a partner like that. And Laurel's done more for me and for the company than I can possibly say or thank her for. But, you have a great team working for you, both your CSMs and from the development side. Everything is really fantastic. So I recommend Omnisend to everybody.
That's great to hear. Thanks a lot. I know she's going to love it. So thank you again very, very much for this one.
No,
Steven,
thank you for this opportunity.
I am excited to see your content from Golf Ball Nut about the golf tips and the diving videos.
Definitely, yeah. I'm excited to start getting that out into the world. We've had some growing pains recently, but I think that we're starting to get a little bit more aggressive with our marketing efforts, and that lights a fire under me. That's the kind of stuff that I really like getting into, is that content marketing. It's part of, being a podcast host and, creating value there, hopefully creating value here. So it's all fun to me.
Perfect. All right, so thank you very much, Steven, for your time today. Really appreciated all your answers. Okay, and I hope you have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.